Holdovers early at a film festival, which was an awesome experience, and this was indeed one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and one I was sure was going to be hopefully good at the least. So in this movie, a cranky history teacher at a remote prep school is forced to remain on campus over the holidays with a troubled student who has nowhere to go. It's actually more than one troubled student who have nowhere to go at the beginning, but it ends up being like only one because those students get picked up by their families after a few days of being stuck at that school. This movie is rated R, but it's just like a lot of cursing in there, and I think there's one scene on a magazine that's like visible for like 2 seconds where there's some corn there, replace the C with the P. So I mean it's really brief. So I'm not really familiar with Alexander Payne and his work, and I haven't really seen any of his movies, but I can assure you that this movie really made me want to see more from him. It's one of the most all-around wholesome, comforting, and uplifting movies I've seen all year. I mean, I don't know, like motivational uplifting, but it's just such a feel good, and just it feels like it was made in the 70s type of movie. In fact, the 70s vibe that's in this movie, it's amazing. I mean, that was something that I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I love this at the beginning. Like after like 2 minutes though, I was fully locked into the movie. I mean, even that face, Paul Giamatti's face in this movie, in that photo, that's just like pure 70s vibes all around. But even the camera work, the style of like the film and everything, it feels so 70s like, and I loved that. And the camera work too was like a great part. I feel like this is going to become an underrated aspect of the movie because the camera work was genuinely amazing. Like there were so many scenes where I was just like, it was really good. His character is the strict, kind of mean teacher who gives out bad grades at the beginning of the movie. So people all around the school basically hate him, and so there's a lot of character development necessary for that character, and I think he does an absolutely amazing job with the acting and delivering what the script wanted him to deliver. It was just like anytime he was on screen, I was so excited, and he was on screen like for most of the movie, and so that was awesome. But same thing about how I was so excited for him to be on screen for Dominic Sessa, who is amazing too. I mean, he is a true talent in this movie, and there are so many scenes where it's just like he portrays so much emotion, but it's so subtle, but you can understand everything that's going through his head. The one scene in particular is just like, it's so just like gut wrenching, but also it's amazing. The acting from all around in this movie is amazing. But Divine Joy Randolph plays a mother in this movie who has lost her son, and she's also one of the holdovers. The holdovers are like, the people that have been held over. And she plays this grieving mother who has lost her son. There's so many moments that are just like so emotional with her character. One moment, I will say, it's just like at a party. It didn't quite fully land. I was like, yeah, you were onto something. But I was like, I don't know if it fully landed. It just felt a bit awkward with her character. But besides that, I would say this is a it was a great performance. And it was also awesome seeing her in Only Murders in the Building just a few weeks back, and then seeing her in this. So it was, I mean, she's having a great year. This movie is also one of, if not maybe the funniest movie I've seen all year, or maybe the funniest movie of the year that I've seen all year. It's so hilarious. So many moments I was literally bursting out laughing. The theater was so into this movie because I could tell they were laughing at literally every single joke. Even some jokes I actually missed because I was still laughing at the joke that happened 10 minutes ago. So I mean, it was awesome. It was just a great theater experience. The theater itself wasn't the best because the seats were really high. The theater screen was so low, so it was kind of annoying. But yeah, it was a great time at the theater, and the experience, especially with the humor, was awesome. And a lot of that humor comes from Paul Giamatti, but a lot of the humor also comes from Dominic Sessa, and Divine Joy Randolph is also a part of that, but he also has some really funny expressions that he does in the movie that just made me like literally lose my mind. In terms of flaws, I would say the movie is probably a bit too long. There's like, it does kind of drag on for a little bit. I had to go to the bathroom literally the entire time, but I couldn't find the time that I could get off of the like get out of the theater and go to the bathroom because it was so it kept my attention the entire time. I was so invested in these characters, but I will say it did drag on for a little long. I was like, maybe you could have shortened this down by like maybe a few minutes and it would just be a bit tighter of an experience, because there were some scenes that were just like, you know, you get what I mean. But other than that, I mean, there's really not a lot to complain about. I might actually raise my score very soon, but this movie's like a huge win from top to bottom. I loved it. I adored everything it brought to the table, and it made me feel really good when the movie was over, and my expectations have been greatly met. The Holdovers, 4 stars. I swear, if this movie does not at least get nominated for Best Picture, I will go up there and make a petition. I would say, like, all right, well, first you need your stunts category, and then second, I really need you to get that Holdovers in the Best Picture, and a lot of other categories. I think this movie definitely has it, maybe even for a win in some categories, but definitely gonna get nominated a lot. If it doesn't, I will literally, I mean, that would be crazy. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this movie. Go check it out in theaters when you have time, or it's a good one. Trust me. That's pretty much all I have to say. See you soon. Peace.